Good morning. I want to welcome everybody here, and I really want to thank you guys for your support. This is a student-led effort supported by teachers, community, and staff. And I also want to welcome Randy from the Weingarten from the AFT. Also want to welcome our aldermen and other CTU staff, teachers, our students, and community members. I am a U.S. history teacher here. My name is Mike Smith, and I just Mike Smith, M-I-K-E-S-M-I-T-H. And what I want to start with is something very simple from James Baldwin. He says, not everything faced can be changed, but nothing can ever be changed unless it is faced. And our students and our communities and our city every day faces challenges. Our students face challenges getting to school where they want to come in and feel safe. Yet inside of our building, they're still facing challenges as a result of COVID. Our students are intelligent enough and aware enough to know when the city says we expect spread in our buildings, they know the city is expecting them to get sick. They know the city is expecting them to spread this to their family, in their communities. They know the city is expecting some of them to be in the hospital. And unfortunately, like the mothers at Jensen, to die. Our students ask the question every day, why? Don't they care about us? Don't they know what could happen? All they ask is for security and safety when they come into the building, something that we can provide for them. If we use common sense rules, strategies, and mitigations in the layered approach to protect our children. Because they know outside the building, it's just as bad. We had an incident Friday where someone was shot and killed right outside of our football field. Our students should not have to deal with this on a daily day. This should not be our normal. Our students should not be used to this. They work too hard and too long to get here. We are the adults. We are their protectors. We need to do this, and we can. We need to stop managing an oppressive system and understand that we can change it. We deserve better, my students deserve better, and that's why they're here today to bring this attention to our community. With that, I would like to introduce one of our students, Caitlin Stewart. She's in my U.S. history class. She's a sophomore. Caitlin, can you come up?
K-A-I-T-L-Y-N. Okay, I'm going to talk to y'all about how I feel about violence. Okay. To me, violence is an action that takes a toll on our life. We want to be in a world full of fun, not a world where we have to watch our backs everywhere we go. We don't want to be in a world where we live in fear all around us. Like, you must think, like, as a teenager, I must always want to go outside. But no, I'm actually scared because I feel like I might get shot or anything can happen. I feel this world would be better without guns. Because, like, people shoot others just because they don't like them. And that's dumb because it's not that deep. You don't have to shoot nobody just because you don't like them. Parents is overprotective of their child because they scared something gonna happen to them when they go outside. They scared that their child never gonna come back home if they go outside. Then it's like, this world is so crazy because we get mad and we protest when the police shoot black and brown people. But then we're still doing the same thing and there's not nothing being done about it. Like, we out here killing infants, elderlies, everybody. Like, it doesn't matter about the age. Everybody is being killed. That's why I think violence is an action that takes a toll on our life. Also, I wrote a poem. Okay. The brutal without the assault without the pain, The pain without the violence without the hate without the race without the blacks without the police without the people who have died because they wrong, the wrong without the right without the fight without the protest without the people who is tired of all the violence without the people without the guns without the bullets without intentions, the intentions without the doctors who help those who've been shot, the shot without the scare without the fear without the death without the funerals without the tears falling down the loved ones' faces, the dead without the past without the present without freedom without us. Life is hard when we stuck under a rock. If you dare to struggle, then you dare to sin. If you dare to struggle, then you dare to not let go of your past. Freedom and justice for all.
Thank you, Caitlin. Again, our students, our teachers, everybody are here every day going against this fight. And now I want to introduce, CTU Vice President STACY Davis-Gates.
Good morning. I don't know if I can follow Caitlin. What Caitlin is telling us is that the residents of this neighborhood are not just experiencing one pandemic, they're experiencing two. Pandemic of violence that seems unrelenting, and a pandemic of COVID-19 that seems equally unrelenting. And I'm gonna make this very clear, neither thing has to exist here. We are here today to say out loud that we love Black children in the city of Chicago. That this union of educators, paraprofessionals, clerks, we love Black children and Black families. And we have to say it because we have two mothers on the west side that are no longer here to love on their children. We won't be able to walk these children and this staff inside of this school this morning because the mayor of Chicago has locked it down from teachers, from mothers, from grandmothers, from people who care and love these children. So you have to ask yourself, where is the energy going in this city? Where is the leadership in this city, right? We have made it very clear from the beginning of this calamity that we would move heaven and earth to keep people safe. We would be in collaboration with anyone who wanted to keep people safe. This is the biggest group project we will ever experience. This is the biggest group project we will ever experience as Americans in this generation, hopefully. And what we are doing today is bringing attention to the fact that we need testing. We need testing at this school. We need contact tracing that responds adequately to the needs of this community and all school communities. We need staffing that can actually do the work. Caitlin said that it is traumatic surviving in this city. And when there is trauma, there needs to be professionals to help our students understand it, process it, figure it out. So we are calling on the mayor, as we've been calling on since, 2019, to be a collaborator, to be a partner, to figure this out, to be bigger than petty grievances, to be bigger than politics, and to do the right thing. We don't have an agreement, you all, and the absence of an agreement means the absence of guardrails in this school building and others throughout this city. We, capital W, capital E, deserve more. The Chicago Teachers Union, in coalition, in collaboration, and in love with this community and all communities throughout this city, will work hard to bring safety. We will do what we have to do. We will do what we have to do to make sure that all children in this city have the love, the support, the protection, and the resources that are necessary to ensure their healthy development. We shouldn't have to beg, we shouldn't have to ask, but we will fight for it.
Thank you, Stacy. Next, I would like to introduce Illinois Federation of Teachers President, Dan Montgomery.
Good morning, everybody. Look, this morning all around the state and the city, parents are making their kids' lunches, kids are packing their book bags, they're here, they want to learn. This is what we want. Our kids in school with our teachers and staff safely. We know a year and a half into this pandemic how to do that. The layered mitigation, right? Everybody wearing their masks, everybody who can be vaccinated, the ventilation in the building, the testing, the contact tracing. It's not a mystery anymore. It's not a mystery. And we need the CPS management, the mayor, all the resources of this great city focused on getting these kids in school safely every day, staying healthy. We've seen the tragedies. It's happened here just this week. It's happened in other places in Illinois. Let's do the right thing. Let's commit the resources. It's up to the adults. We have the resources to do this in this state, in this city. Let's do it now. Let's get them back in the class, learning and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce Rod Sawyer, 6th Ward Alderman, who had a big hand in getting this school made. Alderman.
Thank you and good morning to everyone. Good morning. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. I want to thank RANDI Weingarten for being here today, the AFT, the IFT, and of course, Jesse Sharkey and his team at CTU. I really appreciate the work that you do all the time, but most importantly, I want to thank these children, these young adults that are here today. If we don't listen to our children, to the young men and women that are here today, proclaiming that they want violence to stop. And it's not just the violence and fighting and shooting, it's the violence that we perpetuate against them by not adequately caring for them inside their school. We have to do better. As adults, they're expecting us to make sure that they're safe. They should be concentrating on educating themselves, being socially responsible, having fun. But yet, they're, as a young lady said a few minutes ago, Caitlin, she has fear of walking out her door in the morning. That's not what childhood life is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about their growth and development, being responsible adults, and making sure that they contribute to society. And we're not doing enough right now. So let's stand with all our partners here today. Let's make a commitment that we'll do better. You know, I'm a proud right across the bridge. I had a great deal in helping build this school, but building the school is not enough. Having a pretty facade is not enough. We have to have a continued development around this entire neighborhood, not just on the physical side, but the social emotional side as well. So let's really commit to this. Let's commit to educating our children with a well-rounded education. Make sure that they are feeling safe, feeling loved, and feeling nurtured. Let's commit to that today. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. And I would like to introduce Cook County Commissioner and CTU organizer Brandon Johnson.
Hey, good morning. Brandon Johnson, Cook County Commissioner, proud member of the Chicago Teachers Union. As a member of the Cook County Board of Commissioners, it's part of our mission to make sure that families have access to the basic necessities of life. That's healthcare, good paying job, access to education, and the ability to feel comfortable and safe in your own communities. That's not what we have right now. What we do have, though, is a mayor that is literally sitting on $2 billion. The Biden administration sent the mayor of Chicago $2 billion for Caitlin and everybody else in the city of Chicago. Now, for too long, Black children and black families have been ignored. There's a 150-year history of white supremacy and one of the meanest forms of government executed against families. From Willis wagons to hunger strikes to raising of bridges, these policies continue to fail our families. We are calling on the mayor to take the $2 billion that she received from the Biden administration and invest in Englewood, invest in Austin, invest in Roseland, invest in North Lawndale. Why should these students have to wait until the end of a contract to have a nurse, a social worker, a counselor, class sizes that are managed, a well-rounded full education? Why should they have to wait when corporations don't have to wait? Big businesses are not being asked to wait. The wealthy and the powerful are not being asked to wait. And so we stand in complete solidarity. As the alderman has said, the time is now to do what is right. And to do what is right means loving and having compassionate civic love for the black and brown families that make up this school district. Anything less is uncivilized and it's weak and it's damaging. And so I'm grateful, though, that we have somebody with us this morning who, fortunately for us, she didn't bring her New York Yankees hat, especially on the south side of Chicago this morning. But we are grateful that the AFT president, who has stood in the gap for families across this country for forever, is with us today. Chicago, help me welcome our friend and our dear sister, the president of AFT, Randi Weingarten.
Look at the kids. Look at the kids. Look at the kids. Look at their signs. Look at what they want. The adults in Chicago, just like the adults all over the country, our job as public educators, including in a system that is still run by the mayor, is to make every single public school a place where parents want to send their kids, where educators want to work, and most importantly, where kids thrive. And we are outside this school today in a pre-scheduled visit where we were to be with kids in school, walking into school, showing our love and our solidarity for our beloved community. And look at what the kids did in their history classes in terms of wanting to communicate a message to the powers that be in this country and in this city. And that message was, make sure we are safe. Make sure the streets are safe. Make sure our schools are safe. And as Brandon just said, the President of the United States of America, the President of the United States of America, and the Congress of the United States of America made sure we had the resources to do that. So now, where is the mayor? The new superintendent? The first action they did was to block us from being in the school with this beloved community. That doesn't make sense. What are they hiding? We need to be working together. As Dan and others said, we know what to do. It's about vaccines, which this union stood up and said, let's stand up vaccines, let's do vaccines as much as we can. It's about wearing these damn masks. I have asthma. I wear it to protect them and to protect myself. It's about making sure we have the layered mitigation, including the testing, which we know about and which there's money for. And it's about making sure these streets are safe and that when we get into schools, we have the nurses, the guidance counselors, the curriculum that we need to recover and for kids to thrive. The money is there. You see the motivation is there. What's not there is an administration that wants to work with the teachers and the students to get this done. That is why we're standing outside instead of inside the school. Our job, all of us, is a safe and welcomed, beloved community so that these kids can thrive. And that is what CTU, that is what IFT, that is what the aldermen and the other political folks who are here are saying, and that is what the AFT is saying. And we will not rest until everyone, every single one of this beloved community, every single child that we serve has the opportunity and the justice to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. And now I would like to introduce CTU President Jesse Sharkey.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yesterday afternoon, I attended a press conference at Jensen Elementary and had the heavy burden of expressing condolences to that school community. They've lost 2 parents, a situation where a school of about 300 students had over 200 of their students on quarantine. The reason I start with that is because the safety measures that we're missing at that school are in fact missing across most of this district right now. And I want to be really clear about what those are. And I want to be clear about it because what we need from the union's point of view is an agreement with the district, an enforceable agreement that sets up the guardrails, the minimum safety procedures that we can expect as a matter of what's put down in writing, as a matter of law, as an enforceable matter about what we can expect for safety procedures in our schools. So let's just say what those are. It's no big mystery here. First of all, we expect the district to be able to implement vaccination in our schools. It's something in Newark, for example, smaller school district here, they have vaccination centers in half their schools. We should have something approaching that in Chicago. District just said no to that. Secondly, we need testing for COVID in our schools. Was not available. Yesterday was the first day of testing at Jensen School. Many schools in this district have not had testing. Many schools where they have had testing, they're only doing it on a very small sliver of our students. 3% at last count. 3% of our students are being tested. So here, we're asking for a testing program like they have in LA, where people are asked to test in order to come into the buildings. It's called opt-out testing. It's reasonable. They can do it elsewhere. They can do it in Chicago. We're asking for basic staffing requirements in our schools. In the second week of school, we had 1,000 substitute requests unfilled. It's unsafe to have schools where where special education teachers are pulled from their classes, where teachers are not allowed to do the regular jobs because they're covering for people who are out. It's a pandemic. 1,000 people out in a week not being filled is not acceptable. We need safety measures around that. These are basic features of a safety agreement. Another one that I should mention. We need a basic admission from the district on when they would stop operating a school. Jensen School was a school where you had 60% of students out and 2 parent deaths, and they have not paused that school. We want an assurance from the district about when they're going to say it's time to clean the school, it's time to test everybody, it's time to make sure the environment is safe. Again, basic feature that we have not yet gotten, that we know we need. So that's it. The union is saying, give us that in writing. That's our basic requirement of what's needed now, and we're not going to be quiet about it. The district has the resources, if you heard. There's a moral, compelling argument for it, and we're going to continue to expect it from our school leaders, from the new CEO, from the mayor of this city. That's what we need. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Our students have to get to class. We start class in about 10 minutes. I know there are going to be questions. So some of our students who have to be in class in the next 10 minutes are going to start their walk-in process now. If you need to have questions, I'm pretty sure Jesse and everyone here, I will stay as well to answer any questions that you like. But thank you for coming. Our students are going to start heading into the building.